Newt's is Apple Valley's premier ice cold beer, fresh popcorn, and delicious burger bar. You should go there because they have a very friendly and kind of fun staff. And classic rock will be playing on the overhead speakers. Sports will be on the TVs, and they have pull tabs. So I can't think of another reason why you wouldn't want to go to Newt's. So get there. And when you go there, tell them the Ascertainers sent you. Hey.
Hey.
I have an idea.
Paula.
Hey, Paula.
Hey, Paula. What's that from?
Animal House.
Is it? Oh,
I feel like it is.
I think you're right.
Wow, that's sad. That's super sad. I kind of want to talk about who we are, do the pun of the day, and then talk about the best burger, beer, popcorn, service, pull tab joint this side of the equator.
Are you doing behind the scenes work, telling the folks what we're going to do and how we're going to do it?
Taking it behind the curtain. That's what you're talking about, right?
Last time I was
Behind the
taken
scenes.
behind the curtain, that guy was mean.
Yeah, well, that guy, he wasn't your friend, and I don't think he was a real doctor. Did you feel better?
No.
Did it cure all that ailed you? All right, well, we are the Ascertainers. We are a very non-serious podcast by a couple of older gents from the Midwest, one much older than me all of a sudden because it was his birthday this week. And again, this podcast is airing probably later than it was. Today is May the 22nd.
Is that a question?
Year of our Lord. I don't know the date.
It is the
Friday.
22nd.
And Year of Our Lord 2026, and it's the second recorded episode of the evening. So this is going to go neatly tucked on the shelf to be played later when when we need an episode. So
In the pantry, the old style pantry.
the root cellar?
Yes.
I thought that was a guy. Anyway,
It took me behind the curtain.
he was a root cellar, all right. Yeah, I guess technically. So anyhow, welcome. And sit back, kick back, get yourself something cool to drink. And if you find it boring, just play it on 1.5 speed. There's a thing you could do. 2x is what some people do. Just don't leave. Don't leave Mark. He's very vulnerable. That's Mark.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mark.
Part of the best play-by-play man in the business.
Part of the Ascertainers, and my partner is Jim. Say hi, Jim.
That's good bourbon. Hi, Jim. So here we are. And,
I do have a question about that.
Yes, talk to me.
Do you like the taste of bourbon over beer, or you like the effects of drinking bourbon?
I think I'm tired of beer. I can drink beer, but I like to mix it up. And I will have to say that I can't drink bourbon at noon, if that makes sense. Bourbon's kind of an end of the day kind of a situation. So I don't know if that's part of my, part of my addiction or what, but I do like an after dinner. After dinner, I'd prefer to drink bourbon than beer.
That was my question.
Hi, my name is Jim. Sorry. Oh, that's a different thing. Okay, sorry. I don't think it controls me. So, but I just, are you bothered that I drink bourbon? And because
I was going to ask
you're a
if
very
you.
good beer drinker.
I've always loved the taste of beer.
Yeah, maybe I'll get back to you with a further analysis of my my bourbon situation. But yeah, I don't like. It's like, woo, it's 5:00. Get a bourbon.
No, I'm not saying that you're a heavy drinker or anything like that. I was just asking taste-wise.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm real entrenched in either camp. But typically, I like crack the seal with a couple of beers and then graduate to bourbon. As opposed, I don't think I've ever drank bourbon and then went over to beer because apparently, according to your phraseology, liquor to beer,
Everything clear.
beer to liquor.
Never sicker.
Yeah, see? But I defy that because I don't get like a whole gut full of beer and then switch over. I think it's if you're drunk and you switch, then bad things can happen. But when's the last time you had a beer that wasn't a Coors Light?
You probably handed it to me.
Oh, that Tom's from Falling Knife, which is a pretty nice little American lager. I want to talk to Corey about trying to get that on tap. If you put that on tap, I would switch from my
Mayonnaise?
yes, and you might too. It's just a really good, delicious
It is.
beer.
Very good.
If you are in Minnesota, check out Tom's. TOMMS is the type of beer made by a brewery called Falling Knife, who also has a couple of nice little hazy IPAs. Verbal Tip being my favorite.
I also use Tom's deodorant.
That's why you're sitting that far away from me. Didn't that stuff work pretty well? Isn't it terrible?
No, it's very good.
What were you using like a year or so ago? You're like, yeah, I got this new deodorant.
Native.
You just stunk. You thought you stunk, and I caught once in a while I got downwind, and I was like, ooh, that's not like real fresh smell. Like, are you sure you're not using Tom's toothpaste in your armpits? The pun of the day calendar. Yes.
We are the Ascertainers. You can get a hold of us at theascertainers@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah. Then we're trying this bit.
Like us on Facebook. Share us with a friend.
Probably just email us now and say you love the episode and then just stop. Because if you hear the whole episode, you're going to email a different email.
You can text us on any platform you're listening to us on.
Is that true?
It is.
Oh.
Okay. I thought you did it one time.
Yeah, I did, but I don't know if other people can do it. So this will be at least episode number 162 or higher. Again, we don't know when it'll come out. If with any luck, it won't. Because every once in a while we have to record some like surplus episode for when Mark and we're very busy. Mark being retired and me just not liking to hang around Mark much more than I have to.
Oh.
Sorry. Anyway, but I forget what I was talking about. But we, for 150 or so episodes, we've waited to the very end to say, hey, send us an email. But we're thinking, maybe if we just put that at the beginning, we'd have better luck. So consider
we can't have worse luck
finding
with it.
Something in this episode to comment on, like, what do you want to hear more of? What do you want to hear less of? If you say shit sandwich, okay, that'd be fine too. I know you watch Spinal Tap, and that's fantastic. But at the bottom of the little notes below where you clicked on this episode, there'll be our email address there again. So, because we might forget by the end, because we're pretty bad at this.
We are.
I think as bad podcasts go,
we are the upper echelon of crappy.
I think we're at
podcasts.
Least top 50 first percentile, which would be the upper half. Oh, I think there's worse. I mean, I really don't listen to many podcasts. One other podcast, I swear. And it's not a comedy or whatever. This isn't comedy. This is supposed to be music and musings or something like that. No, something in drivel. Music, musings, and other drivel. Is that what our tagline was there for a bit?
I think it still is, because we haven't changed it.
Okay, well, with that being said, I'll give you some drivel. I've got a pun a day calendar from my niece Kate, and this is one of the best marketing things ever. On the cover, it says a pun a day 2026 calendar, and then in the corner, here's the thing, it says 100 plus new puns. So I guess in the other corner, it should say 365 old puns, but I don't know. This today, which is May 22nd, 2026, even though it's whatever, in the future, it's a pair of human lungs. Lungs, you want to see?
You're trying to do the old hot tub time machine.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Do you think Hot Tub Time Machine is your grease?
No, it's a very
movie
funny
that only you like and nobody else gives a crap about?
I guess I could have used Terminator as a reference.
Okay, then why didn't you?
I should have.
Because of Hot Tub Time Machine. All right. It's a set of lungs. Like it looks like it's out of a science book. And it says, "We belong together." Brilliant. Brilliant. You want to hear tomorrow's? Might as well. It is a can of Diet Coke. And it says, "You're so delicious." So delicious. It's a pun, Mark. Kate, I hope you don't get my name next year. And if you do, don't give me the 2027 pun of the day calendar, because that must have been one of the old ones. I'm looking for new.
Soda pop from what movie?
Oh, seriously? That would be The Outsiders, my friend. There's a museum. They've turned that house that the Outsiders lived in into a museum. And it seems like the absolute saddest museum ever. That house, they got a bunch of posters on the wall. You probably got to pay $10 to get in or whatever. And it's in some, I don't know, I don't even know the name of the town in Oklahoma, but it looks just like, ugh.
They have the broken down couch, the old refrigerator.
I'll show you on Facebook that it's a thing. It, as that, what did I say?
You did.
It seems sad. Now, it might be fantastic. Maybe I'll send him this episode and weigh in. But if you're on your motorbike heading down to Arkansas, is it Oklahoma just about on the way?
I would have to
the whole
cut
state
a
over.
little bit.
No, you ain't doing that. But anyway,
No.
well, one of us should go.
I'm going to Deadwood. It's a much easier ride.
And are you going to bitch the whole time when you get back? Like, it was so hard. It rained and bugs, and I had to sit on a motorcycle the whole time.
I never bitch about riding my motorcycle. What do you got in your piece of paper there, Jim?
A couple episodes ago, I said that my dad, this is actually kind of cracks me up a little bit now that I think of it. We were talking about being old and that, and then when we look at our like wedding videos and our parents are there, and I said that my dad was 41 at my wedding. Well, let's do some math here. I was 25 at my wedding, and I'm the youngest of 3 kids. So he would have been 16 when when I was born.
Good
and
for
then
him.
He would have had kids at least 14 then, or 13. Very virile. You know what he used to call himself? Mr. Seeds. Wife is fertile myrtle, and they call me Mr. Seeds. Well, anyway, I did the math. Like I said, anyone who's listened knows that math is not my strong suit. He was 53. So I got none of the numbers right. So 53 years old when I was married.
You were only 12 years off.
Look at you show off. You're right. That ain't right. Okay. Let's see. Also, Ultimate Golf or X Golf. Got another Shark Tank idea. I'm just giving this away. Luckily, no one listens, so it's probably safe.
How many people hang themselves at X Golf?
I use this. Oh, no, it's a different one. But I've seen some people that should. What? What? I use this podcast as kind of like a notepad for my $1 million ideas because I know that's the safest place where nobody's going to hear them and steal them. Right here. If you're playing golf on a golf simulator, and the other day I said, oh, which kid were you playing with? And you said, well, obviously I was playing with Chance because Hunter's in Japan. Why can't you play a round of golf with people in other locations? There's $1 million idea.
I think you can on the Wii, the old Wii system.
But is it like a real golf simulator with like real golf courses and shit? I'm just saying, it's like, okay, you and I show up to X Golf and Chance is in Mankato and Hunter is in, wherever he is in Japan. We should all be able to log in, play the same course as a foursome.
You would have to have an X Golf in all those cities to link up.
Yep. That's not the most unlikely thing ever. That would be a selling point. Hey, people can play with all the other affiliate sites. Would it be fun? Mr. Logic,
it would be fun.
Let's take the technology barriers away. Would that not be awesome? We could play with Tommy. We could play with Steve when he's in Florida. We could play with anybody we wanted.
It is a very good idea.
Thank you. Listen to us at the Ascertainers at gmail.com. Good night. Oh, song of the week. Shit. All right, we're not done yet. Don't hang up.
No, it's a very good idea.
Okay. You got anything? That's all I had for the whole week. I have a crappy song of the week.
I am watching Lord of the Flies, the new
At the gym?
at the gym on the elliptical.
Do you have a TV at home?
I do.
How do you only watch movies at the gym and then for only the amount of time you're on the elliptical?
No, when I'm editing our podcast, I have original Star Trek on the TV with the sound off in the background.
Way to give it your all.
Thank you.
You literally are doing something else when you're doing the only real job you have. You know what I do when I'm doing the thing with the write-up and all that?
I don't want to know.
Nope, you don't. It's worse than what you do, but anyhow. What was
What
that?
the hell? I don't know.
It wasn't me. Oh, it is. You know what it was? It was my leg hit the...
Which leg?
It's like a turkey call. You know, it's the little thing that
I
twirls
guess I
in
do
the
know.
thing. I'll put it all the way in. There you go. Take it all. Let's see. Did I have any other stuff?
Are you a NASCAR fan?
I would say, why don't you ask if I'm a car racing fan? Because you know where I could be right now tonight? Indianapolis. I was asked if I wanted to go to the Indy 500 by my friend Bruce, different Bruce, Bruce S. And I said, no, thank you.
Did he have a pit pass?
I don't think so. But they go every year, like for as long as I've known the guy, they go to Indy. And so they have like tickets, like legacy tickets or whatever. And I hate crowds, not that big on car stuff. I think I probably will kick myself later in life for missing that, but I got no interest. And I've been to a wild game with this guy. And I almost had a heart attack just getting from the X to the parking about 4 blocks away. This guy's like Franco Harris and O.J. Simpson in an old Hertz ad, not like that, where it's like, all right, well, park car's over here, follow me. And he's like a blur, like a cartoon character. He almost does like you couldn't see that. But apparently half of what they do at Indy is cut time off everything. So they have a way to get in, cuts time. They have when they get out, they leave at a certain time, a certain angle, a certain this and that to get out. And everything it didn't sound relaxing to me. It sounded damn stressful to me. And I have shitty eyes. So it's like, why do I want to go to a car race when it's like, they're just whipping by like that. But yeah, maybe at my deathbed.
It's a 2.5 mile track. You can see everything.
You can. I'm looking at you. Looking at you there, mister. Oh, look, it's raining over there. We were at the horse track. They're like, oh, look, it's raining over there. I'm like, what now?
So you never knew who won at the racetrack?
Well, it certainly wasn't the horse I bet on. That's the only way I knew which one didn't win. No, I could see horses, but they move a little slower than race cars. But I can't see them on the backstretch. I can't tell who's who or anything like that. It's the only one.
Well, I can't either.
Okay. Bruce S., thank you for the invite. That's probably the best invite that I turned down in my life. I'm guessing, because that's once people kill for that stuff.
I've only brought it up because Kyle Busch passed away this week.
Sorry about making that about me. I saw that. I was surprised by two things. One, that he's only 41 years old. And two, a sudden illness? What the hell would that be?
I've had one.
Been an infection then. Whew. Whew.
Can happen to anybody, anytime.
What's also a little eerie is, didn't he win last week or so and said, you never know when it's going to be your last? I saw a thing. Maybe it was a year ago or whatever, but I saw an interview where he's just like, how can you, why do you enjoy this so much? He goes, because you never know when it's going to be your last time.
Very true.
That's prophetic. I don't know. We're all going to die. You know, you're going to die, right?
Would you kill me? Yes.
I think when I kill you, you'll just come right back. You'll be like Freddy Krueger. I think there's enough other interests that are there to kill you, starting with someone with the first initials D.T. But anyhow, no, it's a fact of life. No one gets out alive. James Morrison said it best.
I hope it's like in Goodfellas, where you don't know it's...
Where he walks into the room and goes, well, I will say there's a lot to that. But for the way I like to conduct myself is, if that happened to me, that I would have no regrets other than the Indy 500 thing. Now I can put that on top of the list, but and that my family would be like, yeah, he was going to die anyway, and they all know how I felt about him. The kids know which one's my favorite. No, sorry.
I've always thought that you should live life to the fullest and have no regrets in the end.
No regrets? Regrets? Is that what you're going with?
Isn't that the way the guy has a tattoo?
No Ragrats or something like that. Yeah. Nothing? No regrets at all. Okay. From the top 500 movie, We Are the Millers, which it's like the comedy version of Shawshank Redemption. No, Grown Ups is this comedy version of Shawshank Redemption, meaning it's on some channel 24 hours a day.
I don't think I've ever watched Grown Ups.
Well, you've had the opportunity.
I have.
Have you seen We Are the Millers? Or Where Are the Millers?
Part.
Because it was available. How about Shawshank?
All the time.
Okay. Pretty good movie.
That is a very good movie.
I remember kind of making fun of somebody when top 3 movies Shawshank was on. I'm like, have you seen 4 movies? I remember saying that. I feel pretty bad.
Stephen King.
It was a short story, I believe. It's a good movie.
It is.
The movie had no chicks in it.
His wife at the beginning, I think.
I thought this was The Fugitive. He's accused of killing his wife, but is the beginning of that like The Fugitive beginning, where there's like a enactment of murder, and
I believe
he didn't do it? How about that? Fugitive also solid. I can watch the crap out of that one.
The one-armed
man. There was some pretty hammy acting in it, but so much better than U.S. Marshals. That was a classic sequel in that it totally underdelivered. Yet still had a couple of good moments in it.
Harrison Ford was not in that.
No, it was Tommy Lee Jones. It was his character, and it was Wesley Snipes was the bad guy in that one, I believe. The guy from Risky Business, a-hole. That guy. I don't know. You know the actor I'm talking about?
Oh, Booger.
No. The guy that stole the egg.
Yeah.
I forget. Time of your life, huh, kid? He's great. He plays a great sleazeball. Yeah, a good. But he's like a likable guy in U.S. Marshals. But he's no Fred McMurray. I'll say that.
Fred McMurray, his most famous movie, I can't remember the name of it, but he plays very bad person.
Where do I know Fred McMurray from?
My Three Sons.
Yep. Mark, of course, has to like flex on me. So anyway, that's cool.
Greatest intro where they slap in the hands at the beginning.
I feel like I should know the kids' names. I just know that Uncle Charlie was played by, I can't think of it.
2 different
William
characters.
Demarest? No, that's not it. That guy's, who? Do you remember?
I thought one died and they brought in another one.
You're thinking about Bewitched. There was not 2 Uncle Charlies, were there?
I believe so.
Okay. Cliffhanger. All right, tune in tomorrow for the next Ascertainers episode where we'll break down My Three Sons. We could do that. We can do Courtship of Eddie's father. What happened? What happened to Eddie's mother? I mean, the Courtship of Eddie's father, is it just this kid trying to get his dad laid? Is that kind of what's going on there? Weird movie. Oh, you know the backstory?
No, I don't.
Do you have anything to do with it? You would have been very young, but I could see, something to do. So anyhow, okay, Song of the Week. Oh my gosh. Woo! I've heard the songs of the week, and if you're in a great mood, maybe pause this and wait till you're in a shitty mood, because these songs are, well, Mark's is fine. It's just a ballad. I guess I don't know if we call it a ballad. Mine is a hide the knives and the ladder and the rope. It's a sad song. Why don't you go first?
It's like Mr. Peabody and Sherman. We are going back in time on these songs.
In the Wayback Machine?
Yes.
Is that them?
That is.
I did not know that.
Well, you just said it. How do you not know it? My song of the week is Frank Sinatra singing One for My Baby.
Or is it One for the Road?
No, it's One for My Baby.
That's it. Okay. Spoiler alert.
It's a vocal jazz.
So that's the style of song it is. May I ask what made you pick that? Oh, I know why. You were going to play
That's Life.
That's Life because Mark's birthday was this week, and you wanted to bring up the month of May. That's the month of May. That wasn't Frank Sinatra. That was me, just so you know.
Riding High in April, Shot Down in May.
What'd I say? Yeah, that was also Mark, not Frank Sinatra. But then he switched for some reason. Why'd you switch?
Because this song is much better to me.
I agree. I admire Mark's song selections. Are you hearing this? Take this as a compliment.
It's very kind.
I hand them out like Herb Brooks used to. But I like Mark's song selections better than my own because they are usually pretty far off the beaten path. And when he told me what his song of the week was going to be for this episode, I changed mine, which I started with nothing. And then I went with mine, which I'll talk about in a second. But any other comments on that? It's a what happens in the live performance of the song that you don't see every day during a song.
When he's singing, it's trying to convey a conversation with the bartender.
Yes.
So he's smoking He'll take a drag off the cigarette.
He's always got a fresh cigarette, too, when he takes a drag. That cigarette would not be lit for the amount of time that goes by between puffs. So I thought Steve Lawrence or Sammy was over there, with a rack of heaters kind of keeping him going. And they could have put a harmonica by that, and they could have made some cool little side music.
But why they call it a jazz singing is he puts his emphasis on the off beats.
Mark played the tuba, for those that didn't know. So that's a thing.
I'd like to call it the bass horn.
I bet you would. But the rest of the world calls it fucking tuba, dude. So yes, as a tubist, or as a tuber, that resonated right away. Did you know that right away, or did someone hip you to that jive, man?
That's from Almost Famous.
Grease.
Take Care of My Sister, Man.
Okay.
Thought you were referencing that movie.
I didn't say either of those words. I said hip you to that jive, man.
The pause.
Oh.
The jazz pause.
Jazz. That's where it's the notes you don't play, Mark. It's the notes that you edit out of every episode. So if you were like, wow, that could have been funny, it's like, yeah, it probably was. And then Mark put his heavy editing thumb on it while he was watching Star Trek. Now I know why the episodes are all...
But if it's funny and I did not say it, it's not going to be in the podcast.
So I should be glad you're watching Star Trek, because then a couple get through. Mazel tov. All right, that's good. I don't know if that's the appropriate thing to say at a time like that.
I think William Shatner stole this type of acting style.
Can I say something? So I'm a real cunning linguist. Sorry. I pay attention to like pattern, there's one of them.
Right?
Patterns in American culture speech. One of them, has kind of luckily kind of seems like it's running its way out of adults, but right is a totally overused thing as like a tie down to a sentence, right? Where a guy will talk and it's like, you like Coors Light, right? And I mean, obviously everybody likes Ted Nugent, right? And where it's just so annoying. You can use it once in a while, but don't abuse it. All right. So where was I going with this? What was so the pace of speech. So William Shatner, who would have a herky-jerky style when he would, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the caricature of
yes,
Beto O'Rourke, William Shatner. So they've introduced this speech pattern where they take their breath in the middle of the sentence so that when they get to where the period is, they just keep going, because that's where you would think to interrupt a person at the end of their thought. And I would know, right, about interrupting. Listen for it. It's so effing annoying. And then there's another one that's coming up, and I see it on commercials a lot, where it's real staccato, real like, my dad died. He was real sad. But then he left his life insurance. Fucking hate that. Pardon my F's. I'm trying to keep I think I'm doing a pretty good job of my F's. So if I say it, I mean it. Effing hate that. So what do you got?
Why can't we go back to Far Out? Groovy.
Groovy's good. But it's all about an even hand. You can't overplay. Would you like to hear my song of the week? Or you want to talk about linguistics more?
No, we can go to your song of the week.
As you know, I am a what? A cunning linguist. That reminds me of a joke, but I can't tell it on the air here because it's
what is going on over there?
I'm trying to figure out which chord I was kicking. So my song of the week is not upbeat. It is a song. No, this one is more upbeat than the Grand Tour. The Grand Tour was, don't listen to that one if you're in a dark space. But this is done by a guy named George Jones, who's an old country singer with a haircut that I try to fashion myself after, some could say. Jimmy Johnson, Jim, the Ascertainer, and George Jones. And I don't even know what kind of product he would have held that thing up with, but I know I've got a lot more technology on my side. But George Jones, his nickname, the Possum, not sure I want to know why. Like how Ron Jeremy's the Hedgehog. Anyway, do you know what that is?
I do, but I don't know why he's called
the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Hog? Okay, anyway.
I thought it had something to do with his facial features.
Sure. It probably does. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyhow, George Jones, the song is Take Me. And there is I'll try to find the version where as he goes to, it's recorded live and he's got he's sitting there in a studio, not unlike the Ascertainers Dojo. And he's got a can of Budweiser beer with it's a tin can. It's got like the flat bottom, it's like a soup can back then. And he takes the last swig out of his Budweiser and goes, Take Me would be a good one. And he just starts playing it. And I think it's only him and his guitar. And it is old school country. And I picked that because Mark's got a very old school song. And I like to think that we have a good range here at the Ascertainers. And we might as well try to complement each other. Like if I said Judas Priest after his Frank Sinatra number, that would be a little confusing.
I wonder if the Budweiser beer was the old style where you had to take the opener and punch holes in both sides.
That's a great question. I'll take a look to see if you can see the top of it. Otherwise, it could be the pop top variety where you have the pull tab, the original pull tab.
Do you know why they got rid of those?
Probably people choking on them or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because people would put them back in their soda can.
Oh, yeah, that was dumb. There were some that you could take it apart, take the part that came off the can and then the ring, and there was a little notch there were two notches where we pulled it back, and then you could use the thing to flick. You never did that? You're looking at me like I got two heads.
I never did. I always did the
that's what the bottle cap. With these, you would use think about the big part, like if it was a tongue that comes out the can, like you would take the big part of the curled part of the metal, and then you would insert the ring that you used your finger to pull it up sideways, and you would and let go, and it would go flying.
Oh, I've never
put some serious heat on those babies. But there were some that didn't have the little notches. So that's, look at the time.
I wasn't a George Jones fan till I watched Tammy and George. It was a HBO series.
Yeah, it was like was it a series or was it a single episode deal?
I think it was a series. What do they call that when it's just one season?
A short series?
I was watching that. The characters were singing the actual songs. Not a big Tammy Wynette even to this day, but George Jones, I was like, holy cow, this is some great music.
Who was it? Was it the guy from REM?
Yes.
Michael Shannon?
Yes.
Sorry, he wasn't in REM, but he is kind of now. He have a
he
REM
does
cover
a
band? That
tribute
makes
band.
sense. God, that makes sense totally. I kind of want to watch it now. I have to this weekend watch Forever in Blue Jeans. I've had so many people tell me that's the Neil Diamond tribute.
Yeah, it's the couple.
Yeah, it's like a true stories kind of a thing, and it's the guy from
X-Men.
X-Man guy. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Peter Benchley.
He's Wolverine. Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Boy, that guy had a lot of options when it comes to that stage name, didn't it? Hugh Jackman.
What was that movie with Mark Wahlberg and Burt Reynolds?
Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good name for that.
Great
Hugh Jackman.
Porno name.
Or Huge Ackman, All right. So I went to Orlando this week. That was fun, flying on an airplane with a bunch of kids on it. I heard someone say on the way back, I knew I was heading back to the Midwest because the young lady in the seat behind me was talking to the two other people in her row. And they're like, yeah, we're just down here for work. And she's like, oh, do you work for Flash or no? And no to me is such a Wisconsin thing to say. You don't associate with Minnesota.
I do not.
I kind of a big Midwest kind of thing, but the no is such a...
But I don't hear it very often in Minnesota.
Well, that's why hearing it in Florida was even more interesting. But knowing that person is not from Florida, they are in fact from our destination.
Did you have anybody famous on your...
Not this time. I didn't have anyone like in the Penguin. I never told you, I think I told you off air, I started to, about George Brett. Are you familiar? George, he played baseball. We're at Poncho and Lefty's in Brainerd, Minnesota. Perhaps Baxter. I think it's Brainerd. Right
Did you give him some pine tar?
No. But we're sitting there, the four of us, and this is back in when we used to have a cabin we went to up there. So the kids are like probably, I don't know, Andrew might have been 12. Didn't know who George Brett was. But he has a very distinctive voice. And he's sitting there with one or two of his kids. But George Brett's voice is very rich and just really distinctive. And I look over and I go, shit. And I didn't want to say anything to the family or whatever because I wouldn't know who he was and I didn't want everyone, turn it or whatever. But on the way out, and I had to kind of interrupt him to say this. I thought I was just so cool when I did this. And kids were like, what was that? But I walked by, he's kind of in the middle of a sentence, and I said, excuse me. He goes, yes. I go, did you used to work in Kansas City? And he goes, yeah. I said, hey, what that fine? So I thought that was a way to not draw attention to it. I didn't ask for a picture or autograph or nothing like that, but I just wanted to verify that's effing George Brett. Unless it was some other guy that looked and sounded like him that used to work in Kansas City.
Did he kind of wink at you after that?
He was not as happy as I thought I would. He didn't think it was as great of a scheme as I did because I kind of caught him. Never had the timing. I was a younger man then. I don't have the timing that I have now. But anyway, that's my George Brett story.
In Tampa, we talked about this before. Who's the guy from ESPN? The real leftist.
Oh, Keith Olbermann.
Yes, I saw him, and I always regret not going up and talking to him.
But back then, did you know he was such a nut job or no?
No, back then I thought he was very good at his job.
He was. It's very interesting to see how kind of like unhinged he got. But if I saw him, I wouldn't, even if I was sitting next to him on a plane, I wouldn't even acknowledge him. I mean, it's just like, ugh.
Now.
Yeah. No,
but back then, would you have?
He is he's just committed to an ideology, or you know what I mean? That he is just, and a lot of people that are on that kind of side of the fence, and I don't think I'm anyone's huckleberry as far as that goes. I know I lean more right, but I'm not like a sellout like my Chris's aunt. Oh my God. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in a sec. No, but Keith Olbermann was hilarious on SportsCenter. And then he got his own talk show. You remember that? He went from there to, he had a very short-lived talk show where he'd fit right in right now. He wasn't funny. He was trying to push kind of a brand of humor or whatever. And it was like, well, you just took roughly half your audience and turned them off. It's a bit like the whole, oh shit. Let me get off Olbermann. Act like Stephen Colbert has been banned from TV. This guy so the last night, this is May 22nd. Last night was Stephen Colbert's last episode hosting The Late Show on CBS. Okay. And they wanted this guy off the air. So apparently it's just Trump's fault and we're not political, but this is just bullshit that it's like Trump kicked him off the air 11 months after. You know what I mean? He was told, hey, we're not going to renew your contract next year, but you can still do your show. And you know what else you can do after that? Whatever the hell you want to. If everybody else wants to hire you, good luck to you. He's not being banned from anything. This is just, it's being very overplayed in my opinion. What do you think, Mark?
Like Keith Olbermann, I thought Stephen Colbert on Daily Show was funny.
And he was, because he played it down the middle. When you play it down the middle, you can be funny as hell. I remember one time he testified at something at Congress.
Yes, I remember
and I'm
that.
Like, whoa, that's the same guy. So whatever, it's a free country. It's a beautiful thing about this country. You can say whatever the heck you want, and people are going to support you or not. I mean, if that's his true colors, more power to him. It didn't affect me. It didn't bother me because you know what I did? I just didn't watch him. Denny Green. Remember Denny Green said something like that? That's a free country. You also don't got to listen. Or something like that when he was getting shit for play calling or something like that.
The Nielsen ratings were not good for his show. If you had a good show, you wouldn't have worked.
they would extend his contract.
Exactly.
They had that ability to do the whole time. And you know what? He could have walked at any time too. If you want to put your money where your mouth is, it's like, oh, well, fuck you. And then just go do your own thing, like a lot of people do. That Tucker Carlson, who I have no time for, but he got fired and, okay. Glenn Beck did that a long time ago. Glenn Beck, he's an interesting one. He's he's pretty outspoken, but a lot of the stuff that he's been outspoken about, like going back 20 years, it's like, oh, jihad, the caliphate, shit like that. It's like, oh, Glenn was talking about this a long time before it actually happened. So anyhow, good thing we're not political. Should have stopped listening a while ago. Mark made me go along. We won't do this anymore. We got it out of our system. It was like a mulligan. But I think that Mark and I are both very open-minded. It's just there's certain things that kind of are a little bit like, I don't know what you'd even call it. I get a little too animated over certain things. But in general, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm about freedom. I'm about, you can say whatever you want to say, do whatever you want to say. I'll just stop. Listen to the Ascertainers or some other podcast. It's a free country. And lose our email address. Maybe we should go to Stan Marsh for all of our political upheaval.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, sorry too.
Good night.